The quantum engines of the U.S. Stellar Dream hummed beneath Captain Olivia Reeves' feet as she stood on the bridge, her dark eyes fixed on the holographic display before her. The year was 2287, and humanity had spread across dozens of star systems, yet they remained alone in the vast cosmic ocean. Until today. "Captain, the signal's getting stronger," Lieutenant Marcus Wong called from his station, his fingers dancing across the neural interface. "Whatever it is, it's definitely not human in origin." Olivia's heart raced, though her expression remained composed. After 15 years of deep space exploration, this was the moment every captain dreamed of, yet feared. The signal had appeared 3 days ago, a rhythmic pulse that defied all known communication protocols. "Status of the crew?" she asked, turning to her first officer, Commander James Harrison, whose weathered face reflected the same mix of excitement and apprehension she felt. "All hands at ready stations," he reported. "Dr. Vasquez is practically bouncing off the walls in xenobiology. She's convinced this is it, real alien contact." The Stellar Dream continued its approach toward the source of the signal, a region of space near the Carina Nebula. The ship's quantum sensors painted a picture of something massive ahead, hidden behind a curtain of cosmic dust and radiation. "Barrier ahead clearing in 3, 2, 1. Marcus announced. The view shifted, and collective gasps filled the bridge. Before them floated a structure that defied human engineering, a massive ring-shaped station, its surface covered in flowing patterns that seemed to shift and move like liquid metal. "My God," James whispered. "It's beautiful." "Life signs?" Olivia demanded, leaning forward. Dr. Rosalind Vasquez's voice came through the comm system, breathless with excitement. "Captain, I'm detecting thousands of biological signatures, but they're like nothing we've ever seen. The energy patterns suggest some form of crystalline biology." "Captain," Marcus interrupted, "we're being hailed." Olivia straightened her uniform, a gesture born of habit rather than necessity. On screen. The holographic display shifted, and Olivia found herself staring at a being that challenged her understanding of life itself. The alien appeared humanoid in basic shape, but its body seemed composed of translucent crystals that pulsed with internal light. Its face was a symmetrical arrangement of geometric patterns that shifted as it moved. "Greetings, travelers," the being spoke, its words somehow translated into perfect English. "I am Zaraval, emissary of the Crystalline Concordat. We have been waiting for you." Olivia's training kicked in, overriding her astonishment. "I am Captain Olivia Reeves of the United Earth ship Stellar Dream. We come in peace and friendship." "As do we, Captain," Zaraval replied, its crystalline form shimming with what seemed like pleasure. "Your species has finally reached the threshold we have been monitoring. You are ready to join the greater community of sentient beings." The revelation hit Olivia like a physical force. They hadn't just stumbled upon alien life, they had been discovered by an advanced civilization that had been watching humanity's progress. "You've been watching us?" James asked, unable to contain himself. "We observe all emerging spacefaring species," Zaraval explained. "We guide them when they are ready, as we were once guided ourselves. Your species has shown remarkable resilience and creativity in your journey to the stars. Despite your conflicts, you have maintained your unity in space exploration. This is rare and precious." Over the next hours, the crew learned that the Crystalline Concordat was part of a vast network of alien civilizations, each unique in their biology and culture, but united in their commitment to peaceful cooperation and scientific advancement. The station was a waypoint, one of many scattered throughout the galaxy, waiting to welcome new species into the fold. Dr. Vasquez's team worked frantically to document everything, while Commander Harrison coordinated with Earth Command, transmitting the historic first contact protocols. But it was Olivia who felt the weight of this moment most keenly. Every decision she made now would impact humanity's relationship with these advanced beings. "Your arrival marks the beginning of a new era," Zaraval continued. We offer you knowledge, technology, and partnership. But we must warn you, this gift comes with responsibility. There are forces in our galaxy that challenge the peace we have built. We believe humanity's unique perspectives and abilities will be crucial in the times ahead. As Olivia listened to Zaraval's words, she felt a profound shift in her understanding of humanity's place in the universe. They were no longer alone, no longer confined to their small corner of space. But with this revelation came a challenge that would test the very essence of human nature. We accept your offer of friendship, Olivia declared, speaking not just for her crew but for all of humanity. We are ready to learn, to grow, and to join your community among the stars. The crystalline being's form pulsed with bright colors. Then let us begin the integration protocol. Captain Reeves, you and your crew will be the first humans to experience direct cultural exchange with our people. Are you prepared? Olivia looked around at her crew, seeing the determination and wonder in their eyes. This was why they had ventured into the depths of space, not just to discover new worlds, but to expand the very definition of what it meant to be part of the cosmic community. We are prepared, she answered, her voice firm with conviction. Show us the way forward. As the stellar dream docked with the massive station, Olivia knew that humanity's greatest adventure was just beginning. The stars had finally answered their age-old question, we are not alone. And now, they would forge a new destiny among the countless civilizations that called the galaxy home. 3 months after humanity's first contact with the crystalline Concordat, the stellar dream had become a hub of unprecedented cultural exchange. The ship's corridors now hosted both human crew members and crystalline delegates, their forms casting prismatic light patterns across the walls as they moved. Captain Olivia Reeves found herself increasingly drawn to the presence of one particular delegate, Vexren, the Concordat's chief diplomatic liaison. Unlike the other crystalline beings, whose forms were uniformly geometric, Vexren's crystalline structure flowed in unusual, almost organic patterns that seemed to respond to emotional states. Your species continues to surprise us, Vexren remarked one evening as they walked through the ship's arboretum. The artificial moonlight played across their crystalline form, creating a dance of colors that Olivia found mesmerizing. You adapt so quickly, embrace change with such enthusiasm. We've had to, Olivia replied, watching as Vexren's form shifted in response to her words, taking on warmer hues. Earth's history taught us that adaptability is crucial for survival. They stopped before a viewing window, the vast expanse of space stretching before them. The Carina Nebula painted the void in shades of purple and blue, its cosmic dance a backdrop to their conversation. You speak of survival, Vexren observed, their form pulsing gently, but I sense you seek more than mere existence, Olivia. It was the first time they had used her first name, and something in their harmonic voice made her heart skip. Is it that obvious? She asked, smiling despite herself. To me, yes. My people experience emotions through resonance. The vibration of our crystalline forms responds to the emotional energies of those around us. Your presence creates unique harmonies. The admission hung between them, heavy with implication. Olivia knew she should maintain professional distance, but there was something about Vexren that challenged her usual restraint. Commander Harrison to Captain Reeves, her calm unit chirped, breaking the moment. Go ahead, James. We're receiving a priority transmission from Earth Command. Well, you should see this yourself. In the command center, the senior staff gathered around the quantum communication array. Admiral Patel's holographic form flickered into view, her expression grave. Captain Reeves, the Coalition Council has reached a decision regarding the Concordat's proposal for genetic harmonization. They've approved the initial trials. Olivia felt Vexren's presence behind her, their crystalline form emanating waves of what she had learned to recognize as anticipation. Genetic harmonization? Lieutenant Wong whispered. You mean humans and crystallines? We'll have the opportunity to achieve biological compatibility, Vexren finished. It is a gift we have shared with other species who proved worthy. Through carefully controlled quantum genetic modification, humans can develop crystalline aspects while maintaining their organic nature. The process is voluntary, of course. Dr. Vasquez stepped forward, her scientific curiosity evident. The implications are staggering. We could gain the Concordat's natural longevity, their ability to process energy directly from stellar radiation. And we would gain your adaptability, your emotional depth, Vexran added, their form shifting to deep blue tones. But more importantly, it would create a permanent bond between our peoples. The Admiral's hologram nodded. The first trials will begin in 1 month. Captain Reeves, your crew will have the first opportunity to volunteer. Choose carefully, this will set the precedent for all future human-crystalline relations. After the transmission ended, Olivia found herself alone with Vexran in her ready room. The weight of the decision before them seemed to fill the space between them. You're troubled, Vexran observed, their form rippling with concern. This isn't just about biology, Olivia said quietly. It's about the future of both our species. The changes we're considering, they're irreversible. Vexran moved closer, their crystalline surface catching the starlight. All meaningful change is irreversible, Olivia. When two stars begin their cosmic dance, their gravitational embrace forever alters their course through space. Yet from that dance, new worlds can be born. Their metaphor wasn't lost on her. The attraction between them had grown steadily over the past months, defying the conventional wisdom about relationships between different species. Are you volunteering for the harmonization? She asked, finally voicing the question that had been burning in her mind. I already have, Vexran replied, their form glowing with warm golden light. And I hope you will consider joining me. The proposal hung between them, as vast and profound as the space outside their viewport. Olivia knew that her decision would influence her entire crew, as their captain, her choices carried weight. But as she looked at Vexran, watching the play of emotions across their crystalline surface, she realized this decision wasn't about duty or protocol. It was about the possibility of something extraordinary. Computer, log this officially, she said, her voice steady. I, Captain Olivia Reeves, volunteer for the first phase of genetic harmonization. Vexran's form erupted in a brilliant display of colors, their joy manifesting as pure light. They reached out with a crystalline appendage, and Olivia took it in her hand, feeling the warm resonance of their connection. The news spread quickly through the ship. By the end of the day, 30 crew members had volunteered, including Dr. Vasquez and, surprisingly, the usually cautious Commander Harrison. The Concordat believes that love is the most powerful force for evolutionary change, Vexran explained later that night as they stood in the arboretum, their forms now closer than ever before. When two beings choose to harmonize out of love rather than duty or curiosity, the results are extraordinary. And is that why you volunteered? Olivia asked, her heart racing as Vexran's crystalline form seemed to reach for her, tendrils of light dancing between them. I volunteered because in all my centuries of existence, I have never met anyone who makes my form resonate quite like you do, Olivia Reeves. As their forms touched, Olivia felt a spark of something new, a harmony that suggested the beginning of their transformation had already begun. Around them, the stars seemed to shine brighter, as if bearing witness to a love that would reshape the very definition of what it meant to be human or crystalline. The next month would bring challenges and changes none of them could fully predict, but in that moment, all Olivia could think about was the perfect resonance between her heartbeat and the pulsing light of Vexran's crystalline form, a harmony that promised to bridge the gap between their worlds forever. A shadow fell across the galaxy, dark and swift. 6 months into the genetic harmonization trials, as the first human crystalline hybrids were adapting to their transformed states, long-range sensors detected something that would test the bounds of their newfound alliance. Captain Olivia Reeves stood before the Coalition Council, her partially crystallized form catching the light. The transformation had left her still recognizably human, but with crystalline patterns flowing beneath her skin like rivers of light. Beside her, Vexran's form pulsed with concern as they presented their findings. The void swarm, Vexran explained, projecting images of massive, dark entities moving through space. They emerge from the galactic core every millennium, consuming all in their path. But this cycle, they've arrived early. The council chamber, a vast hall within the crystalline Concordat Central Station, erupted in worried murmurs. Representatives from 12 spacefaring species debated in their native tongues, their universal translators struggling to keep up with the flood of concerned voices. "How long do we have?" asked High Counselor Xenovox, her ancient crystalline form dimming with worry. 3 weeks before they reached the first inhabited systems, Olivia answered, her voice carrying the authority of both human determination and crystalline resonance. The Stellar Dream's quantum sensors detected their approach. They're moving faster than any previous recorded emergence. Commander Harrison, who had also undergone the harmonization, brought up tactical displays showing the swarm's trajectory. His crystalline aspects glowed with tactical calculations as he spoke. They'll hit the Proxima colonies first, then move through the most populated sectors of both human and Concordat space. The swarm adapts to whatever defenses it encounters, Vexran added, their form shifting to deep indigo with concern. In previous cycles, individual species fought alone, and all fell before it. But now we have something they've never encountered, Olivia finished. The perfect fusion of human intuition and crystalline power. Dr. Vasquez, her own transformation uniquely expressing itself through fractal patterns that enhanced her scientific insights, stepped forward. Our hybrid biology allows us to interface with both human and Concordat technology in ways previously impossible. We've already developed theoretical weapons that combine our technologies. The council chamber's atmosphere shifted from fear to cautious hope. High Counselor Xenovox rose, her ancient form towering over the assembly. "Then we must act quickly. Captain Reeves, you and your hybrid crew have proven that our peoples are stronger together. We task you with leading our combined fleet against this threat." The next 2 weeks were a blur of preparation. The Stellar Dream, already a marvel of human engineering, was upgraded with crystalline technology. Its quantum engines now pulsed with crystalline energy, while its weapon systems incorporated both physical ammunition and crystalline energy beams. Olivia stood on the bridge, watching as the combined fleet assembled. Human battleships flew in formation with crystalline vessels, their crews working together with an efficiency that would have seemed impossible just months ago. "Fleet status?" she asked, feeling the ship's systems through her enhanced connection. "All ships report ready," Marcus Wong answered from his station, his partially crystallized form allowing him to process tactical data at unprecedented speeds. The human crystalline hybrid crews are achieving sync rates we never thought possible. "Captain," Vexran called from their position as Chief Strategic Officer, long-range sensors detect the swarm approaching the Proxima defense line. They'll be within engagement range in 20 minutes. Olivia took a deep breath, feeling the crystalline aspects of her biology resonating with the ship's systems. "Open a channel to all ships." When the channel was ready, she spoke, her words carrying to every vessel in the fleet. "This is Captain Reeves. Today we face an enemy that has threatened our galaxy for millennia. But they face something they've never encountered before, our unity. Human courage combined with crystalline wisdom. Organic adaptability enhanced by crystalline power. We are no longer separate species fighting alone. We are the future of both our peoples, and together, we will prevail." The first wave of the void swarm emerged from hyperspace like a tide of living darkness. Massive entities, each the size of a small moon, their surfaces seeming to absorb both light and matter. But the combined fleet was ready. "All ships, execute Battle Plan Phoenix," Olivia commanded. The fleet split into predetermined groups, each led by a hybrid commander who could coordinate both human and crystalline vessels with perfect synchronization. The battle erupted across space, a dance of light and shadow. Human railguns fired crystalline-enhanced projectiles that phased through the swarm's outer defenses. Crystalline vessels projected energy fields that human ships could use to amplify their weapon systems. "They're adapting," Harrison reported, his crystalline aspects glowing with tactical calculations. "The swarm is attempting to counter our combined weapons." "Then we adapt faster," Olivia responded. She reached out through her enhanced connection to the ship, feeling Vexran's resonance joining with hers. Together, they activated the Stellar Dream's ultimate weapon, a hybrid device that combined human fusion technology with crystalline energy manipulation. "All hybrid crews," she broadcast, "initiate Resonance Protocol Omega. Channel your combined energy through your ship's systems. Show them what true unity can achieve." Across the fleet, hybrid crews joined their consciousness with their ship's systems. The space between the vessels began to shimmer as crystalline energy fields linked with human technology, creating a web of power never before seen in the galaxy. The void swarm recoiled as the combined energy wave struck them. For the first time in their ancient existence, they encountered a force they couldn't simply absorb or adapt to, the perfectly balanced power of two species working as one. "It's working," Dr. Vasquez called out, her fractal patterns glowing with excitement. "Their biological structure is destabilizing. They can't adapt to the simultaneous input of organic and crystalline energy." The battle raged for hours, but the tide had turned. One by one, the swarm entities were destroyed or forced to retreat, unable to counter the perfect synthesis of human and crystalline combat techniques. As the last swarm entity disappeared into the void, a cheer went up across the fleet. Olivia felt Vexran's form press against her partially crystallized hand, their energies harmonizing in shared triumph. "We did it," she breathed, watching as the combined fleet regrouped, human and crystalline ships flying side by side in victory formation. "No," Vexran corrected, their form glowing with pride and love, "we proved something far more important. We proved that the future belongs not to individual species, but to those willing to evolve together. This victory isn't just about defeating the swarm, it's about showing the galaxy what's possible when we dare to transform ourselves for the sake of unity." As the fleet began its journey home, Olivia knew they had witnessed the birth of something extraordinary. The hybrid crews had demonstrated that they were more than just a combination of two species, they were the first wave of a new form of life, one that carried the best of both human and crystalline heritage. The stars seemed brighter somehow, as if celebrating their victory. In the wake of their victory against the void swarm, the combined fleet discovered something extraordinary in the debris field, fragments of ancient technology that predated both human and crystalline civilizations. The Stellar Dream's hybrid sensors detected energy signatures unlike anything ever recorded, pulsing with potential that seemed to call to their transformed biology. "These artifacts," Dr. Vasquez explained, her fractal patterns shifting with excitement as she examined the findings in the ship's main laboratory, "they're not just technology. They're keys to understanding the fundamental nature of consciousness itself." The ancient devices, when brought aboard, responded to the hybrid crew members in unexpected ways. Their surfaces would ripple and flow like liquid metal, forming patterns that mirrored the crystalline structures in their transformed bodies. Captain Olivia Reeves stood in the observation lab, watching as Vexran attempted to interface with one of the larger artifacts. Their crystalline form seemed to resonate with the device, creating harmonic patterns that filled the room with shifting light. "It's incredible," Vexran whispered, their voice carrying undertones of awe. These artifacts, they were meant for beings who had achieved the perfect balance between organic and crystalline nature. They were waiting for someone like us. Commander Harrison, monitoring the energy readings, suddenly straightened. "Captain, you need to see this. The artifact is generating a quantum field that matches the frequency of our hybrid biology exactly. It's as if..." As if they were designed for us, Olivia finished, feeling a strange pull toward the ancient technology. Or rather, for what we would become. Over the next few weeks, as the fleet made its way back to Coalition space, the hybrid crews worked tirelessly to understand the artifacts. Each discovery led to more questions, but also to profound revelations about the nature of their transformation. The artifacts contained data, vast archives of knowledge left by an ancient race that had achieved the ultimate synthesis of organic and crystalline life. They called themselves the predecessors, and they had seeded the galaxy with the potential for both human and crystalline evolution, knowing that someday, the two species would find each other and unlock their true potential. They understood something we're only beginning to grasp, Dr. Vasquez explained during a briefing of the senior staff. The human capacity for adaptation and emotional depth, combined with the crystalline ability to manipulate energy and achieve perfect resonance, it wasn't a random compatibility. It was by design. Lieutenant Wong, his crystalline aspects glowing as he processed the ancient data, added, "The artifacts contain instructions for completing our transformation. The hybridization we've undergone, it's just the first stage." Olivia felt Vexran's form pulse with anticipation beside her. "What's the next stage?" "Transcendence," Vexran answered, their form shifting with colors that had no name in human language. "The ability to exist simultaneously as matter and energy, to shape reality through pure thought, to travel the cosmos without ships, to become what the predecessors became." The revelation sent shockwaves through both human and crystalline society. The Coalition Council convened an emergency session to debate the implications of this discovery. Some feared it would mean the end of both species as they knew them. Others saw it as the destiny they had been unconsciously moving toward since first contact. Standing before the council once again, Olivia felt the weight of history on her shoulders. The choice before us isn't whether to advance or remain as we are. It's whether we face this transformation together or allow fear to divide us. The predecessors didn't leave us this legacy to frighten us, they left it to show us what we could become. But at what cost? One of the human counselors demanded. "We're talking about the complete transformation of our species." "We're talking about evolution," Vexran countered, their form resonating with passion. "The same force that took humanity from single-celled organisms to spacefaring civilization, that led the crystalline people from simple energy patterns to conscious beings. This isn't the end of our species, it's the beginning of what we were always meant to become." As the debate raged, something unexpected began to happen aboard the Stellar Dream. The hybrid crew members reported experiencing shared dreams, visions of what they could become. The artifacts seemed to respond to their collective consciousness, revealing more of their secrets. In the ship's arboretum, now filled with both earth plants and crystalline growths that had formed a stunning symbiosis, Olivia and Vexran discussed their own experiences. "I can feel it," Olivia said, watching as her partially crystallized hand seemed to shimmer with new potential. "It's like there's another layer of reality just beyond our reach, waiting for us to evolve enough to perceive it." The predecessors called it the quantum realm, Vexran explained, their form intertwining with the crystalline patterns beneath Olivia's skin. "A state of existence where consciousness shapes reality directly, where the boundaries between matter and energy, space and time, become fluid." Dr. Vasquez's voice came over the comm, trembling with excitement. "Captain, you need to come to the lab immediately. The artifacts, they're assembling themselves into something new." In the main laboratory, the ancient devices had indeed begun to move on their own, flowing together like drops of mercury. As the hybrid crew watched in amazement, they formed a structure that pulsed with possibilities, a gateway to the next stage of evolution. "It's ready," Dr. Vasquez breathed, her fractal patterns spinning with calculations. "The transformation chamber is complete. According to the data, it can facilitate our final evolution. But, we all have to choose to enter it together. The process requires perfect harmony between all participants." Olivia looked around at her crew, human and crystalline, hybrid and pure, all bound together by their shared journey. Then let's put it to a vote. No one will be forced to take this step. The vote was unanimous. Every member of the Stellar Dreams crew, having witnessed the potential of unity firsthand, chose to embrace the final transformation. As news spread through the coalition, other hybrid crews made the same choice. Standing before the transformation chamber, Olivia felt Vexran's presence merge with her consciousness more deeply than ever before. "Are you ready?" they asked, their forms shimmering with anticipation. Together, Olivia answered, reaching out to take their crystalline hand in her hybrid one. Around them, the crew joined hands or merged energies, forming a circle of unity that the predecessors would have recognized. The chamber began to pulse with light that existed in dimensions beyond normal spacetime. As they stepped forward as one, Olivia knew they weren't leaving their humanity or their crystalline nature behind, they were fulfilling the potential that had been within both species all along. The transformation began, and with it, the dawn of a new era in galactic history. The predecessors' legacy was not just technology or knowledge, it was the understanding that true evolution comes not from standing apart, but from daring to merge into something greater than the sum of its parts. The transformation was not an ending, but a beginning. When Olivia opened her eyes, or rather, became aware of her new form of perception, the universe had changed. Or perhaps she had changed enough to finally see the universe as it truly was. The crew of the Stellar Dream existed now as beings of pure quantum consciousness, their forms shifting effortlessly between physical matter and pure energy. Their thoughts could shape reality, their awareness stretched across light years, and their understanding of existence had expanded beyond anything their former selves could have imagined. "It's beautiful," Olivia's consciousness resonated, her thoughts carrying across the quantum field that connected them all. Her form, when she chose to manifest physically, shimmered with both crystalline light and organic warmth, a perfect synthesis of both species' greatest attributes. Vexran's consciousness merged with hers, their shared awareness creating patterns of understanding that transcended their old forms of communication. This is what the predecessors wanted us to discover, not just power, but perfect harmony. Through their enhanced perception, they could see the quantum threads that connected all life in the galaxy. The barrier between organic and crystalline existence had never been real, it had been a limitation of their former understanding. But their transcendence came not a moment too soon. Through their expanded awareness, they detected a threat far greater than the void swarm, a tear in the fabric of spacetime itself, caused by the accumulated damage of countless interstellar wars and careless use of faster-than-light technology. Commander Harrison's consciousness pulsed with tactical calculations. The tear is expanding exponentially. At this rate, it will consume the entire galaxy within a year. Then we use what we've become, Olivia projected, her determination rippling through the quantum field. The predecessors didn't give us these abilities just to save ourselves. The transformed crew of the Stellar Dream spread their awareness across space, reaching out to other hybrid crews who had undergone the same evolution. Together, they formed a vast network of quantum consciousness, their combined power greater than anything the galaxy had ever witnessed. Dr. Vasquez's scientific insights, enhanced by transcendence, provided the key. The tear isn't just physical, it's a wound in the consciousness of space itself. We can heal it, but we'll need every transformed being working in perfect harmony. Across the galaxy, the transformed hybrid beings answered the call. Those who had once been human contributed their creativity and determination, while those of crystalline origin added their understanding of energy and resonance. United in their transcendent state, they began the work of healing reality itself. The process was beautiful and terrible to behold. Streams of quantum energy flowed between the transformed beings, weaving a new pattern in the fabric of spacetime. They didn't just repair the tear, they reinforced the very structure of reality, making it more resilient than before. As they worked, something unexpected happened. Their efforts attracted the attention of other transcendent beings from across the universe, the scattered children of the predecessors, who had been waiting for new species to join their cosmic community. "Welcome," they communicated across the quantum field. You have discovered what we learned eons ago, that the true destiny of conscious life is to become custodians of reality itself. The healing of the Great Tear became a celebration of unity, as transformed humans and crystallines worked alongside ancient transcendent beings to protect the galaxy they had once called home. The quantum dance of their combined consciousness created new forms of matter and energy, birthing stars and seeding new worlds with the potential for life. Olivia and Vexren, their consciousness eternally intertwined, took on the role of guides for other species approaching their own evolutionary crossroads. They understood now that their love had been more than a union of two individuals, it had been a symbol of the harmony possible between all forms of life. The Stellar Dream, transformed along with its crew, became more than a ship. It evolved into a living nexus of quantum energy, a school where future generations of both humans and crystallines could learn about their shared destiny. Within its halls, which now existed simultaneously in multiple dimensions, young beings of both species learned to see beyond their apparent differences to the universal consciousness that connected them all. "We haven't lost who we were," Olivia shared with a group of new initiates, her form shifting between human, crystalline, and transcendent states to demonstrate the continuity of consciousness. "We've become everything we had the potential to be." Vexren's consciousness harmonized with hers as they added, "And we've learned that evolution isn't about becoming something else, it's about becoming more truly ourselves." A century passed in the blink of a cosmic eye. The galaxy flourished under the guidance of the transformed beings. New species reached for the stars, finding not conquest or competition, but mentors eager to help them achieve their own transcendence when they were ready. The human colonies and crystalline worlds that had once been separate now existed as nexus points of combined culture and consciousness. Physical beings could interact with transcendent ones, learning from their wisdom while maintaining their own unique forms of existence. It was not mandatory to evolve, it was a choice each being made in their own time. From their perspective beyond normal spacetime, Olivia and Vexren watched new love stories unfold between members of different species, saw new forms of consciousness emerge from unexpected combinations, and witnessed the continuing evolution of life in all its infinite variety. "We are the legacy of two worlds," Olivia mused, her consciousness embracing the galaxy, "but we've become something even the predecessors couldn't fully predict." "That's the true gift of combining human and crystalline nature," Vexren responded, their shared awareness resonating with joy. "We don't just follow patterns, we create new ones." Together, they soared through the quantum field that connected all reality, their consciousness expanded to encompass both the smallest quantum fluctuations and the largest galactic structures. They had become guardians not just of space and time, but of the very possibility of evolution itself. And in the hearts of young species looking up at the stars, the story of the human crystalline transcendence became legend, a reminder that the greatest transformations come not from conquering or subduing other forms of life, but from finding the courage to merge into something greater than themselves. The stars sang with new frequencies as consciousness itself continued to evolve, and the legacy of two worlds became the heritage of all.